sacrifice and the values that they brought to the country at that time. And we try to make it a time of gratitude, a time of thanksgiving, a time of looking at all of our blessings and being thankful for them and giving thanks to God for them.
他就是说，我们也特别的感谢纪念这个5月花的这些人，他们真的是把第一次把这个value 就是他们信耶稣的这些信上帝的这个价值观带进了美国，然后带着这个地方他们那个的牺牲保持了那个纯正的这个咱们老说那个当时咱们上课那个就是这个所教义哈，保持了这些，然后他们在这边建立了美国，然后我们就是一个感谢，还有这是一个机会，我们来感谢上帝，还有和家人一起庆祝的这么一个活动。
And we try to eat what we have come to be like traditional foods that they might have eaten on this first Thanksgiving, like turkey and corn and pumpkin or sweet potatoes. That's why we have like pumpkin pie, because these kinds of vegetables they could have grown at this time in that region of the country.
所以在当时呢，也就是我们美国呢，就是有一个这种传统的食物，就是当时吃的火鸡呀，什么那个玉米啊，那个红薯啊，这些东西就是当时因为当时只有那么恶劣的环境中，只能长出这些东西来，所以他们就吃这些东西。也是一种庆祝。
And now there are, I think I read, maybe 30 million people in the country from then to now who are descended from the original 102 Mayflower passengers.
你知道吗？他们这些后代，他做了一些research，大概是30 million， right？ 大概是那个 no， 不是3000万，3000万
over the time, over the 300 years，
这么多年，300年以后，这么多的是他们的后代。
Yeah. And some of our presidents, our former presidents, like John Adams and the Roosevelts, are descended from Mayflower passengers. And I am descended from Mayflower passengers. Nothing to do with that. Yeah. So, so I will tell you about my ancestors on the Mayflower. So some of the people on the Mayflower came for religion, for freedom of religion.
他们有的人过到这边来是为了这个自由的那个宗教自由。
Some came for economic opportunity.
他们有的人是为了那个经济自由，经济的那个更好的机会。
And one of the crew members on the ship was named John Alden. So John Alden was one of the crew members on the ship, and he survived the voyage. Some of the crew members didn't survive. And then the first year, he decided not to go back. When the Mayflower dropped off with the passengers, stayed for 2 months or so until they got on the shore. The Mayflower sailed back to England, but some of the crew decided to stay in the New World. And John Alden was one of the men who decided to stay. So he did not go back with the Mayflower.
就是他们那个船过来以后，但是待2个月，他们都还行，他们就回去那船回去，但是他这个人他就没有跟着船回去。
And he would have been a young man in his early 20s.
他当时是一个很年轻的一个小伙子，20来岁。
And he fell in love with Priscilla Mullins.
他和那个 Priscilla Mullins 就是和那个女孩，哎呦，彼此相爱了，俩人就。
But the interesting thing about Priscilla Mullins is that she had come with her mother, father, and brother on the Mayflower.
但是他是跟他爸妈和弟弟、哥哥、兄弟从这儿来的。
But during that first year, all her family died.
但是这时候他的就是那个女孩子的父母家人都死了。
She was the only survivor
她是
in
唯
her
一的
family.
活下来的。
Yeah. So John Alden married Priscilla Mullins. And then the year following the Mayflower coming, in 1621, a second ship came called the Fortune.
这第二年又来了一条船叫那个幸运号之号。
And it only had about 30 some passengers.
大概有30个人。
But one of the passengers had a Bible name, Moses.
有一个人叫
Moses
这来的。
Simmons.
摩西。
Moses Simmons. Moses Simmons came on the ship Fortune to the New World, and he had a son, John.
还有个儿子叫张。
And this is my family name.
这是他。
Yeah. So, John, the son of Moses, married the granddaughter of John Alden and Priscilla Mullins.
他和他们的孙子
孙女。
Yeah.
他俩口的孙女。
So those are my ancestors.
So John Simmons
Yes.
is where you connect your.
等于他家就是这两条。
Yeah, my dad's side.
一个竹叶花，一个幸运号的。
对，
Yes.
Just talk about.
Yes.
You were basically said your family is a perfect combination from the Fortune and the Mayflower.
Right. So John they had many children. Like these families may have had sometimes 10 or 13 or 15 children. So John had a son, William. One of his many children was William. William had many sons and daughters, but one was Benjamin. Benjamin had a son named Ivory. Ivory went to New York and he fought in the American Revolutionary War, like in 1776. Yeah. He had a son named Tilness, unusual name. Yeah, Tilness had a son, he named his son Tilness the second. Yeah. Tilness second had a son named Tilness the third. Tilness the third had a son named him Orrin. Orrin had a son named him Lewis. And Lewis had a daughter. So that is my genealogy.
What's your maiden name?
Simmons. Yeah. And there's a famous American poet from the 19th century. His name is Longfellow. He wrote a poem about the love affair between John Alden and Priscilla Mullins. Yeah. And it's a story about their romance. Yeah, it's a very famous poem.
他这个家族还有点会发的。
Okay, this is challenging me. Next year, I'm gonna try to look for my ancestry because I have an Indian.
There you go.
So I'm probably from the American Indian side.
他说他也想来看看他的家谱，因为他们的家是美国的印第安的，也许他们的家族也帮助了当时的美国文化。
Your ancestor and her ancestor. Yeah. We help each other. Yeah. 400 years ago.
Depends if they were East Coast Indians or West.
非常有意思。
And Mayflower language is East Coast, right?
Yes, these were what they called woodland Indians. They were mostly lived in forest areas and they were agrarian. They lived off agriculture, hunting, fishing, and trading. Yeah. They were not necessarily warrior tribes. Yeah.
What are the warriors tribes?
They tend to be more in the west.
But they are from England, but not royal.
Which is quite ready. So
Mayflower, both Mayflower. Are
They were not royal.
no royal? That's my question.
Yeah. But these might have been, they might have had like economic,
Opportunities.
yes, or connections in England. And more people came after this who had more, you know, were coming for economic expansion, for trade. Yeah, yeah. But a lot of those went south, and that's why in the south we had all the plantations with, you know, the cotton plantations and stuff like that. Because a lot of the settlers who came that were like rich merchants and had investment went to the south.
商人基本上走到南部，就是所以是南部的经济比较发展。That's why the South, the economic development is so good. Yeah.
But these, yeah, but the people from these settlers were the ones who established universities like Harvard and Yale and the College of William and Mary. Yeah, because Harvard was established in the late 1600s. So it was this group of people who established those universities that are now, yeah.
The Harvard is established in the late 16th.
Yes, the late 1600s, yeah.
In 600, that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So Paula, what were the tribes of Indians that the pilgrims?
The Wampanoag.
Wampanoag.
Wampanoag tribe. And
Wampanoag tribe.
yeah, Wampanoag.
It's a British tribe.
I don't know. I don't know their origins. I think it's